Let's just not go overboard in any way, boys. Get ourselves in any legal trouble here.
Okay. That's always the goal. As little legal trouble as possible. Anyway, ready to go? Hello, and welcome to the 10th episode of this season of Dictating Terms. Thank you again for joining us. My name is Nick Milligan. With me, as always, is world-famous psychologist Joe Duffy. How are you, Joe?
Good. I just realised that you're standing and it's making me look shorter, and I just feel very good to adjust in my seat. But I'll get used to it.
It occurred to me just before, I am a bit taller than you, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you're slouching.
Well, yeah, and also these stools only go so high, so... This is it. But Mitch and I are, you can't see Mitch in this shot, but Mitch and I are about the same height here.
Same level.
Nick's just elevated himself to a whole other stratosphere of...
I want to seem more dominant
Yeah.
in the show. It wasn't my intention, but
yeah.
I think it's better for my
incredible
back.
specimen, Nick. Your hair at the moment, it's looking like a WWF wrestler way back in the day.
WWF being the key there, not WWE. It's more old school.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Ultimate Warrior look. From the scalp upward only.
Scalping. That's
come on,
mate.
He would have scalped people. And of course, with us is fan favourite, world famous philosopher, Mr. Mitchell Power. How are you, Mitch?
Nick, Joe,
Mitch.
hey boys.
Good to see you again, fellas. And so, what's been happening? It's a bit. We're sort of getting into the easing of the lockdown laws. We just had Mother's Day yesterday. How's everything been going?
Business as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really noticed many changes. My life hasn't changed too much, actually.
Oh, I remember my old man said that to me the other day. I said that in front of Mum the other day on the phone. I was talking to Dad. Mum sacrificed everything in her life. She stayed at home, looked after all the rules. Old Terry, you'd swear Morrison said, please go out and be as social as you possibly can be. And Dad said to me on the phone in front of Mum, you know what, Mitch, this hasn't changed my life whatsoever. And Mum has just absolutely torn shreds off him, just thinking, because she's just done everything by the book. And old TP's out there gallivanting all around the Hunter. Every time you call him, he'd be out at Bunnings, he'd be down the beach. You'd swear Morrison just said, get out, be active, socialise as much as you possibly can.
He's just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah.
Vigilante.
Yeah.
So without getting TP in too much trouble, so what's he been doing exactly? Because it can't be at the pub. He must be. Was that fishing still?
Bunnings,
Was he?
like fishing.
Bunnings.
Fishing, Bunnings, going down to see me grandmother in the nursing home.
Okay.
Yep, spreading that
So
around.
he go and get all the diseases first, and the last stop was seeing her at the nursing home.
And also some supplies from Bunnings while he's there.
Yeah.
Got you some coronavirus and some...
2x4.
Yeah, a couple of screws.
But he's,
That was a good bloke, TP. I'm sure he was doing it with... he was being sensible. I'm sure he felt
social distancing.
fit as a fiddle and got to carry on. It's probably the older sort of way of thinking, I imagine. I think our parents' generation has taken this a lot harder. You know?
He was telling me a while back about this mask he's got for his woodworking. It's like almost like something out of the future.
Yeah.
Like sort of, is it run by? It's got like an actual like machine type thing in the back that sort of filters the air. Does he wear that when he goes out?
Oh no, but I know what you're thinking. No, well, he's got his beard, I suppose. So.
Yeah, well, he needs it for the beard. He said.
Yeah,
he's got his.
Yeah,
I think you were still allowed to go into public if you had a really thick beard. That counts.
Yeah,
there's a filtration system.
I get nods from people when I'm out there.
He's all right.
Good to see you out here.
He's an ISIS, but he's all right.
Yeah. We're not worried about them right now. It's coronavirus. We'll deal with you later, but right now...
This is the least of our troubles.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it, how the media go... Everything's sort of taken a back seat to the COVID. But
yeah. I don't know what else has been happening in the world. I imagine things have happened.
Haven't heard from Gretel for a while.
No, Gretel Colleen, the CV? No, Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
I hope she's okay. I hope she doesn't have the corona. You'd be wishing her well, wouldn't you, Mitch? We've been holding off having a Greta Thunberg discussion.
I don't want to get started on it.
I think it's been hinted at in every episode so far. We're building it up to when we just let Mitch off the chain to talk about Greta Thunberg.
Probably when we're ready to not do any more episodes, I'd say.
Yeah. It'll be the last one we do. God knows what.
Just piss everyone off and then we'll say we'll see you later.
Mitch would have her strung up in public, I think, is the way he's thinking. He's ever crucified in the... She gets under your skin, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah, like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, dear.
She should just go back to time zone and be a good little girl and just go and play with the dolls or something.
Go back to earning tickets, putting basketball through. Stop worrying about the planet. Yeah, well, no, we'll get to the Greta Thunberg thing. That's a whole episode worth, I think. But
the Gretel special.
The Gretel special. Yeah. How dare you?
Should get her on.
Yeah, she'd probably come on the show. She'd have to walk here, though. She wouldn't travel by any sort of fuel-injected transport.
What I'd do, I'd put her in the water over in England and say, you swim there, I'll meet you at the other side. I'll be there waiting on Sydney Harbour when you get here.
Well, I think she does sail. She sails around the place. She sailed from between two continents, didn't she?
She might have done something like that in a boat that was made out of recycled materials or something like that.
I'd put a couple of holes in the bottom of the boat, said, have a safe trip.
Murder or manslaughter. Yeah.
Let the sea do the rest.
Yeah. It was the very thing you were trying to save, the earth, the ocean. Yeah.
Go and be with it, on the bottom of it.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, no, I just want to distance myself from Mitch's comments there. I wish Greta Thunberg nothing but health.
Yeah.
She's all right.
Cut that bit out about the bottom of the...
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. Let's make a note of it here to cut that bit out.
Yeah, just make a note. Mitch does not want to put Greta Thunberg in concrete.
No, but I shouldn't have said that.
No. Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
No, but that wasn't my opinion. I just got a bit carried away.
Which is exactly what I knew would happen if we got on that subject.
All right,
we'll come back to it another episode. And you can have more time to kind of think out what you want to say.
He's only had about 12 months. So far.
Trying to rush these things.
He hasn't moved past the death aspect of it yet.
You go into his house at the back in the garage with the rats and the thongs and the Pepsis, and there's just like one of those boards you see with like string attached to all different places, pinned to different things, piecing it all together. Yeah, how he feels about Gretel.
Yeah, he's like a detective that's sort of lost his badge, but he's still in his garage, still looking for the serial killer.
Yeah. Still in the blood.
Yeah, he's still following the trail. There's a dartboard with Greta's face on it.
No, I just wanted to go back to being a kid. Like like you don't look at adults and you say,
I think she's like 17.
Yeah, I know, but you don't say, how dare you to adults. Like when I was young, you did as the adults said. And
did you?
Yeah.
That's how a lot of kids got molested, though.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how kids get fiddled with.
You don't tell adults what to do. How dare you?
You've got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
They're raping the planet.
I don't want to get in trouble here, boys.
No.
We should move on to something else.
Let's move on to something else. So, Mother's Day yesterday, did we do anything good for Mother's Day?
I worked.
Did you?
I sent a text.
I sent a text as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take. I gave Mum an IOU Mother's Day present. I'm going to take her out to dinner when the restaurants are open again. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a very
hard to buy for my mum. She buys herself everything that she sort of wants or needs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she's a good woman.
Yeah, she is. Makes good butter chicken.
Oh, that was still the best butter chicken I've ever had.
Yeah.
I still remember I was about 14 years old, maybe like that.
I think so.
We went to Nick's one night and about, what was it, 1990?
It'd be 1990s, late 90s.
Every time I talk about it, it's probably 20 years ago, I could still taste it.
Yeah.
That Indian has that effect, though.
Yeah.
It tends to linger after you've eaten it.
After 20 to 30 years.
Yeah, you still got the spices just there, stuck in probably like a hole in your tooth or something.
Because it was just a jar buttered chicken.
It was Patax or something.
It was like it might have been Patax, actually.
The rice was nice and fluffy, I think. It was nice.
Yeah, I think we had a rice cooker. So it was good rice. And the butter chicken. And Mitch had one mouthful and he said, "This is the best food I've ever had."
Oh, God, it was good.
And 20 years later, he still maintains that.
Maybe it's just one of those things, when you feel like something,
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm going on here, boys.
That's all right.
I've been in terrible form so far.
Now, on last week's episode, we talked about Mitch doing a tong review, and we have delivered on that. Mitch is going to deliver. Mitch, of course, is a big BBQer, and it's almost a therapeutic thing for you, isn't it? Turning some meat, turning some snags on the barbie.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing that, you just close everything else off and watch the barbie sizzle and the colour changes and put a bit of a fire on, a bit of Dire Straits in the background, and just get in the moment, in the zone.
Sure.
Yeah, I have many memories of that, living together. And
Mitchell would just cook meat even with no intention
he'd
of eating
cook it up and then he'd go put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we will come back to the thong review, the tong review.
Well, he was meant to do a thong review too of his offers, or at least.
Oh, that's right.
You kind of talked about him, but I think maybe we were looking at doing a more in-depth one. But
sure, we can do that as well. I'm sure the tong review will be a success. We can do thongs afterwards, but
thongs and tongs.
We'll come back to that at the end of the episode. So don't go anywhere. Guys, what do you think of the whole? One of the things that's been in the headlines is the NRL players not wanting to get the flu shot. These big hard men. Worried about the vaccination. What are your thoughts on that?
No, just my thoughts on it aren't great. I mean, I think it's the game's struggling, and it seemed like the season was done. They've done all this work to get it back to almost ready to start, and the game's in financial trouble. If it doesn't kick off, it's in trouble. But you got these footy players who aren't really known for their intellect and
medical prowess.
There are definitely some smart ones out there, but I think it's a bit ridiculous. I believe in vaccinations. I think they're one of the most remarkable advances in human evolution. We can,
without a doubt,
these preventable diseases, and you got guys like Bryce Cartwright and
his wife,
Chanel.
Chanel, Chanel Cartwright.
Dylan Walker, the women's rights activist. He's also there's no big names. There's no great.
No one that you wouldn't want the game to lose. Really,
they've all had a history of not being the most loving of blokes, haven't they?
Well,
there are a few that definitely give them a bad name. Often.
But I mean the guys that have actually come out to be the anti-vaxxers.
Sure. Dylan Walker's had some run-ins with the law in regards to his domestic situation. Definitely.
But I sort of seem to think that's their workplace, the NRL, right? And if they've got a right not to inject something into their body if they don't want it in there, right?
Yep.
But saying that, this workplace requires you to have that injection. If you don't have the injection, we haven't got a place at this workplace. Yeah. And that's the way I see it.
It's simple as that. I totally agree.
Yeah. It's the way, it's kind of like this idea of society, like you've got to contribute and you benefit from it at the same time. You don't have to have a vaccination, but you don't then get to just get paid $700,000 a year or whatever Bryce Cartwright is inexplicably being paid.
You can have it both
to benefit. No, it's just like, you can, if you want to drive a car, you got to get a license. It's sort of like, that's just the way it is. Like you can choose not to, but then you don't get to drive.
Yeah.
It's just better for everyone if you do.
Well, I can guarantee you that all the doctors that see to them when they, do their knee or something in that regard, they're probably quite happy to take their medical advice, getting back on the field, and then all of a sudden they don't believe the word of doctors when it comes to vaccination. It's sort of this cherry picking of what advice you want to take is what sort of galls me. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think another one that came out yesterday, it might have been, I saw it yesterday, was Mark Minicello.
Oh.
Saw the headline Minicello and I was like, oh no. But it was fucking younger brother Dick Fingers Minicello. Who?
What is he called that for? Is he
knock the ball on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
He was solid. He didn't even have a neck, did he, Mark Minicello?
He was just one piece. Just like a sausage, just sort of like
it's a lump.
Carved from the one lump of wood.
Yeah. But
what did he say?
Oh, he just said it's about you got to worry about the freedom of choice and this kind of thing, and heading into dangerous territory when we're kind of policing people's freedoms. I think you might have mentioned the Geneva Convention or something.
Right.
The NRL doesn't really come under that. It's like a, but I mean, yeah. I'm waiting for a prominent, respected rugby league player to come out and say something.
Yeah.
Or at least a prominent rugby league player's wife.
Yeah. It'd be an interesting conversation when you're in a $700,000 contract. You went home to your wife that night and you said, they say, oh, I can't play if I don't get the jab.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting conversation. Are we prepared to give up, nearly $1 million not to get it? Like, imagine having a chat about that over the table.
Yeah.
And if they let say 3 blokes off and they say, all right, legally you fellas you don't have to do it. What's to say next year all these guys that said, look, there's no repercussions for it.
Yeah.
You can get away with it. So I don't really want it either. So then you got 20, 30 blokes doing it, and then I just think it could,
if there was no threat of coronavirus and stuff like that, because at the moment, obviously the flu vaccination is not going to stop you from getting coronavirus, but it'll help you from getting a flu. So if you come down with a cold during this season, your whole team could be isolated then.
Completely.
And then that's it for them. And a lot of clubs don't make a lot of money. So it's like, it's very selfish.
And the next vaccination around the corner is hopefully the coronavirus vaccination. So they're obviously going to have the same stance when that comes around. They're not going to get it because they think it gives you, what, is it autism or?
Oh, yeah. It's
you can contract autism.
It gives you 5G, I think, is what my understanding of it. Yeah.
Gives you all 5 Gs.
Yeah.
Which is nasty business.
Gives Bill Gates control of your brain.
I think if you contract 5G, you've actually got like telepathic powers. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Which is really a form of cheating on the field.
And you can watch movies instantaneously.
You can.
With your mind.
You don't need a Telstra box to get Foxtel.
No.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I think we're kind of used to players being idiots, but this sort of this takes the cake at the moment. But it's good to see that the NRL did get a pretty gigantic TV rights deal. 7 years, it sort of guarantees their future. But I think there's also going to be an investigation into the money burning, I heard. You about that? They're calling
how
for
much they've blown over the years.
Yeah. Like an
well,
actual,
they probably should.
I was pretty blown away when they basically came out and said that they've been living paycheck to paycheck. One season goes into disarray, and the whole competition could fold.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't really want to be running a big business like that.
No.
You'd think there'd be things in place, and I think they were meant to be, but it turns out there's not. So
this Volandis is a good operator, but I think he's done big things for New South Wales racing.
Yep.
And he's already put in a plan in place to save some money coming up. So
yeah, okay.
700,000 a fucking week. Nah, too much.
Well, they were blowing some huge amount of money per week. It was something insane.
About 400 staff I heard on the radio this morning too. So
yeah.
A diamond ring for Cameron Smith's wife.
Mrs. Smith, yeah.
Mrs. NRL now, since she accepted that ring. So they're engaged to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's a bad thing right now, rugby league, and we need all the help we can get, and we need those other players to probably just like fuck up or fuck off, or I don't think any of that makes sense, but just fuck off.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think they're hoping that the game will say to them, "Oh, we can't let them quit," but none of them are players that we could really do without. So
yeah, a lot of Titans fans are really pushing for the NRL to clamp down hard on Bryce Cartwright, and
it's the last thing the Titans need. Really,
they're in disarray as it is, aren't they?
Yeah,
they already had Jared Hayne.
Yeah,
and now they've
what a fiasco.
Yeah,
what's happened with him? He's just has he been to court yet?
I don't think so.
I suppose we can't talk about that.
No, well, I think we can talk about the fact he's going to court. Yeah. But I think a lot of I think the whole legal system slowed down quite a bit at the moment. I know that there's no one in courts. There's no open court taking place and not really allowing people in there except for the media, I think. But everyone's, all the people that are on trial are doing it via video uplink. So all the courts are empty at the moment. So
all these criminals out running the streets.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, I was just going to quickly mention a quick anecdote. It's not particularly funny, but I've been finally learning to drive, which is a pretty big thing for anyone that knows me. I've always been the perpetual lift getterer, and so I'm going okay. I've had 3 drives with the old man, and it's coming along well. Very first drive, got in the car, and Dad's like, "Oh, you got to check everything." So I'm behind the wheel. It's an industrial estate, so the roads are pretty empty. It's a Sunday. The only other drivers are L platers, and Dad's taking me through it. You got to check this, check that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like psyching myself up. I'm like, all right. So I've got to check the side mirrors, get them right, get the rear view mirror position, Dad gets me to get the seat position correctly. So I'm exact right distance from the wheel. I'm like, all right, let's go. Start driving. No seatbelt.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
First thing I forgot to do. I was like driving. It's like ding, ding, ding. And Dad's like, you got a seatbelt on? I'm like, no. Well, so off to a good start.
Your body, your choice. That's your choice not to wear that seatbelt.
Yeah, I choose not to.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of autism it'll give me.
All of it. Yeah. The worst kind.
Yeah, so that's
the way of the world, isn't it? You think you got everything right, and you forgot the big part.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's that story a couple of weeks ago about all those arrests that were made at like a car gathering where they get together and they race or whatever.
Yeah.
It sort of feels a bit like that, but all these learners there kind of like the police turn up hearing that there's a gathering of all these hoons, and it's just all these people checking their mirrors and it's just going 40.
Not a lot of hooning going on. It's all these kids like literally half my age. I'm like, you're looking around, they're like, they'll be 16, 17, whenever they're old enough to get your license. I'm the old one there, and that's all it is. It's kind of a cool area though. It's just empty streets. Like, I can see no other cars, like actual drivers anywhere.
That's
awesome.
out near his work, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I went out there I've been out there a few times because my partner used to work out there, but also when I was buying my car, I took it out there for a test drive because you can just test it a bit better out there.
Yeah, you can open up a bit. There's a few little stretches you can. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, test how fast you can get up to 60. Yeah, and no further.
Well, actually, 50 is the limit.
Well,
and that's the fastest I've gone. It's 50. But I'm going okay so far. I haven't forgotten the belt again. But
they might have thought you're one of these older guys that's been such a criminal in terms of the his driving that you've actually lost your license and you had to start back on your L's. That's what I would have thought if I saw you driving around.
Criminal was the first thing you would have thought.
Oh, no, not criminal, but I think if you get done bad enough by a lot of offences, you actually
got to go back.
Actually,
to
say your license is gone and you got to start from scratch.
Do
if you're really bad,
do not collect $200.
I think that's the way it is, but I might be wrong. I've never always been pretty
good driving, haven't you?
Pretty good driving.
No run-ins. Yep.
Only 2.5, 3 pages long.
Not really a chapter though, is it? It's just
it's a short story, Mitch's criminal history. Not criminal history. Driving history, sorry, not criminal history.
Anyways, there's nothing to laugh about. I actually think that driving should be taught at schools because it's the most important thing you'll ever do, and very dangerous. And I just think that's something they should do at the schools. They should put the money in. You're driving a lethal weapon, 110 k's an hour.
Sure.
And you got to. I think it's just a big thing for the kids to learn at school. But I know it's a lot of money. But if it's going to save lives.
I mean, schools are already pretty full up with stuff, and teachers are probably doing a lot.
Yeah, but shit stuff, but Jay, like about learning about bloody like the history of fucking how the pyramids are made or something like that.
Yeah.
They're better off knowing about how to drive a car which they're going to use in their life.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, Nick could tell you about the pyramids, but he couldn't tell you about the seatbelt until it happened. So you might have a point there.
I can't say much about the pyramids either. Unfortunately,
you probably never go to Egypt. Yeah, it doesn't worry you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's ancient history is really exactly.
Yeah, well, that's just a comment of could be anything like that.
I think people would agree with you, Mitch. That more practical lessons. It's like I think it was compulsory to do 2-unit maths. You learn algebra and stuff.
Yeah.
Never had to use algebra.
Nah. Fucking idiots. You'll have to use running writing. You'll use that all through your life. Never used it.
I used it a little while ago to see if I could still do it.
Did you?
Yeah, terrible.
Look,
I kind of write in cursive, but
Yeah, but you're a bloody author.
Yeah, you're a wanker though. You would do that.
That's what he wanted to say. Yeah.
I said author.
Yeah.
But you're a man of you love the written word. You're a man of the big fan of the English the language.
Yeah, it doesn't really extend to kind of calligraphy though. I don't have my calligraphy pen out there.
So you even loved just saying that word calligraphy, didn't you? You just love it.
He writes his novels with a feather.
Yeah, I was going to say a quill. Yeah,
yeah.
I do have a quill at home, but fuck, it doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
You've lost it, Nick.
Yeah, I know.
So what else would you put in the schools? Because I've heard that said before, that like driving, taxes.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Just important things like insurance.
Even just working, like
superannuation.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Practical things.
Yeah.
Remember a friend of ours who went to a boarding school up in Tamworth, like an agricultural school. So they learned how to reverse a trailer as part of their HSC or something. Because it was something they'd have to use and driving tractors and stuff.
Teach me how to sort of help someone back in a truck, a Pantech truck or something. And
yeah, mate. Yep. A bit more. No, you're moving your fingers too quickly. You got to do it slower.
Teach me how to cross a road.
It's more of a sensual come hither. How to cross a road
without using a phone. So you're actually looking at the cars.
Maybe with using a phone is more practical these days.
How to cross a road so that if you push the button, you actually wait until it tells you to go. So you just go beforehand and then make the car stop, even though you've already gone. Bit of etiquette, a bit of like pedestrian etiquette, maybe.
Maybe if you're a cyclist, don't ride six abreast. So you're halfway into a lane of traffic going 110 k's an hour.
Oncoming traffic. Yeah.
Maybe if you're a cyclist, actually sticking to the cycle zone.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Road cyclists.
No, I shouldn't say that. There's some good people, and exercise is important. Take that bit out.
Yeah.
Where are we at? 24-17, Nick.
Well, they should teach you, though, just on the subject of pushing the button across the road as a perpetual pedestrian. One of the things that I just hate, it just does my head in every time. I'm not a violent person, but I do feel a little simmering urge to strike someone, is when you're standing there and someone comes up and pushes the button again. Like, what do you think I am? Like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I'm not standing here without pushing the button. Like, there's not like a weight pad under the footpath that so it already knows I'm here.
Yeah, it just came out of a.
Like, who do you think I am? Like, I didn't push the button when I fucking walked up to cross the road.
She was double checking your work. I hate when people do that.
Well, that's what people are doing.
Yeah.
They're basically saying, I think you're too stupid to have already pushed the button. Therefore, I'm going to push it again just in case you're an idiot.
Yeah, people are pretty stupid. Maybe they thought you were from the past or something. You'd be frozen and then you're looking a bit.
Yeah,
His hair's so long, he hasn't had a haircut for a while.
Yeah, I've been thawed out. I was found in a glacier and thawed out, and being
But you still know when
man.
to cross at the lights, though. You still have that knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not jaywalking. I'm following the rules, and I'm pushing the damn button when I walk up.
Funny thing with coronavirus is the way it makes you think about things a little bit differently, and pushing that button now just feels pretty gross.
I've been giving it the old knuckle push.
The old knuckle.
Yeah, I've used the elbow on a few occasions.
Yeah.
At the height of it, I was using the elbow. Now I'm back to the knuckle.
Yeah.
And I use my forehead a few times as well if I was carrying something.
I've had to use a few public toilets where you got to try and use your feet to open the door and stuff, and then
Right.
you don't touch the.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't flush with your foot though.
No.
So
Knuckle it. Just knuckle everything.
I get a bit of toilet paper and then flush with the toilet paper, and then I put it in.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
As long as no one's going around putting fingers in your mouth and, that's the...
No, like someone we know, Mitch, who's his little funny thing he does to his friends is just when they're not expecting to stick his fingers in their gob.
No, go on.
You brought it up.
Greeted me this morning with a finger on the lip. A dry finger on a dry lip.
Oh, dear.
It's not social distancing, boys.
No, it's not. But Mitch, you had a joke for us, I believe. You heard a joke that you wanted to tell us?
Yeah. Come on.
I assume it's PC.
Oh, it is. Come to that story about the driving and that, Nick. Sort of got something about there's this old 90-year-old bloke. He's, the coronavirus has been around, and he goes and decides to visit his son, like for afternoon tea, have some scones and whatever. And
in England.
Line of Coke.
Yeah.
So they're there for about 20 minutes, and the dad says, "Oh, a bit tired. I might just start heading home." The son says, "Yeah, all right, be safe, Dad." He's an older bloke, and the son's watching the news, and there's this car going the wrong way up the highway, like breaking news and that, and the son calls the dad and says, "Dad, just be careful out in the road. There's a car going up the wrong side of the highway." The dad goes, "One, there's hundreds out here." That's a bit of a dad joke.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice. Well, one of the subjects we were going to talk about today was dinner guests, the perfect dinner party. Maybe not the perfect dinner party, but just at least a cracking dinner party, because that's what everyone's been getting back to these days. We're not going to the pub. We're getting back to having people over, which is sort of become a bit of an old-fashioned thing, but it's back in vogue now. That's all we're allowed to do. And we're going to discuss the top 5 dinner guests that we would have. I think rather than go through 5 each, we were maybe going to construct one collectively, but I think we could start by going around and just saying who was the first person that, if you can invite anyone. I don't know, did we decide whether it was alive or dead?
We didn't really make a decision, but
no,
you can bring them back.
All mine are alive.
You can bring them back.
Yeah.
Like they're actually they're back alive again. They're not sort of in corpse form. Weekend at Bernie's.
No.
Okay, so they're alive or dead. Who would you have over? You could have anyone over to dinner during this COVID lockdown.
Well, mine, number one, the most famous person of all time, I believe, and one of my idols. I've always wanted to meet him, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And I just think he'd be very interesting. He'd do some pretty quirky stuff, I think, when he come around.
Sure. What sort of things would he do? Do you think?
I don't know, just be a bit quirky, a bit weird, but that's cool,
Yeah, he was a bit eccentric.
Yeah, so I'd have Michael Jackson, yeah.
Put your finger in his mouth.
As he greets him. We go, ooh.
He'd probably lick it.
Oh, Mitch. Don't do that. So what would you ask him? Would you anything you wanted to talk to him about?
Oh, I don't know. I'd just like to see his mannerisms and then just talk to him and just talk about day-to-day stuff like, do you like the dinner I cooked you? And, what sort of music you listen to when you're not working? What did you get up to last Sunday?
Yeah, I was dead last Sunday, but yeah. It was really stiff.
He's just been brought back to life with this dinner party. So.
Yeah. Then I had to cross the road to get here. I didn't know how to push the button. Not that far. They did that long. They had pedestrian crossings back then.
Yes.
What would you serve him?
I don't know, just a nice little Scotch fillet with a bit of mushroom sauce.
Yeah.
A Scotch fillet?
Yeah, a bit of mushroom sauce, and just cook him up some veggies and maybe a couple of whiskies and a nice glass of wine with him and just loosen him up a bit,
I don't know whether he drank.
No, he did
red
drugs.
wine, I think. I think he drank red wine.
He liked red wine?
Yeah.
Didn't sort of stain his face at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
But I just think he's an incredible musician, and I sort of a bit blinded to all the other stuff because I don't know the details of it. But
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
For you, the jury's still out on the other stuff.
I don't know. I think maybe because I respected him so much as a musician, I sort of blind myself a bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you have him over to your house on the proviso that it's all false, it's all fake news.
Yeah,
and
exactly right.
He didn't interfere with younger kids, younger fans. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. How dare you? They said.
So Michael Jackson over for a Scotch fillet, a glass of wine, and a few veggies.
And just talk. Okay,
so Michael Jackson, I write down MJ. He's guest number one. I mean, would you have a problem having dinner with MJ if he came over for Dictating Terms?
No, I was always a big Michael Jackson fan.
Yep.
When I was a kid.
Okay, we can extend him an invitation.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. Definitely.
The thing about this is, though, it's a matter of getting the right combination of people, because I started writing down people that I'd like to have dinner with, but really the party has to work. It can't be a bunch of different personalities. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether we're going to give too much thought to that, but we need the right combination of people. Because I was thinking about it like there's heaps of people I would invite over for dinner, living or dead, but it's about, getting that right combination. So if I was having a dinner where I wanted to geek out and talk movies, I'd have my 5 favourite film directors over, but it'd be a very different kind of dinner party to say, well, my other list was sort of like fun dinner guests, and I was going to have, well, actually, this is a double whammy, but Joey and Matthew Johns were the first two.
Yeah.
That would be a few more laughs, I would imagine, a few more stories from the old day playing for the Newcastle Knights and that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
That would be interesting, yeah.
I hadn't given as much thought as to what I'd serve them, but I imagine it'd be a barbecue and beers and probably get on the Chang or something, I don't know.
What's Chang? What's that?
Cocaine.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they'd be down for that.
Yeah?
Yep.
John's brothers?
I reckon Maddie'd be more likely now than Joey.
Maddie I think it would be maybe...
Brett Finch?
Brett Finch. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, we just want to be on the Matty John show.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have to have dinner, just have to, yeah.
I think the first 6 names I wrote were all ex-Knights players, actually. I wrote Mark Hughes, Bedsy, Chief, and I got to Russell Crowe.
Oh, he'd be good.
He'd be good, yeah.
Russell Crowe or Steve Crowe?
No, Russell over Steve. I mean, Steve's obviously premiership winner, but no, I'd go with Rusty. I think it'd be fun to... Rusty would be
cool.
a bit... I think he'd get a bit of rage in him when he got on the beers, though.
Yeah, for
I think he'd end up in a bit of a fight with him, but...
Book of feuds with the South guys and the Knights,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad list. I mean, you're kind of running the risk of being excluded at your own party there with all these guys with all these relatable stories, and you're just sort of sitting there.
I'd have nothing to contribute to this whatsoever. No, it's just more an opportunity to have a beer with them, really.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, sure.
I don't know. Who's on your list, Joe?
Oh, well, I've got an interesting list because I was just more going for a bit of chaos, but a bit of entertainment at the same time.
Okay, so weird personalities.
Yeah. I've got Donald Trump.
Okay.
Straight up. He was the first one I thought of.
Sure.
It's a fascinating human being, and I would love to just observe that fucking
I would like to have dinner with Donald
hot
Trump
mess.
as well.
Yeah,
I would too.
Sure. I never understand these people that say if you got offered to have dinner with the president, would you do it? And they go, no way. Well, wouldn't you go there?
Of course.
Once in a lifetime opportunity, and it'd be fucking bizarre.
It'd be mad.
Yeah, what a story.
It'd be a story to tell.
So following that, Kanye West.
Yes. Yeah.
Kanye West. Yeezy. Interested to see the Trump-Yeezy dynamic in the flesh, behind closed doors, see what really goes on.
Yeah, behind closed doors, yeah.
Some big ideas. And then I got Joe Rogan there for a bit of moderating and common sense, because he's not afraid to kind of to say when he disagrees with something, or so a bit of moderating there. Mitch Power I had as well, just because I think it would just add a bit of...
Well, Mitch is definitely at this gathering for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, boys. I wouldn't have much to add there.
Yeah, I know, but that's okay.
I think Donald Trump would really like you. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I think you're an everyman. I think he'd be interested in you.
I've been in every man, did you?
He'd be interested in that, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, you're not a man till you've had a man. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's weird. But when you get nervous around people, it changes you.
Yeah, because I was sort of thinking along those lines. I wrote down Dave Chappelle.
I was thinking Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm cool enough to sit down and have dinner with him, though. I think I'd be totally out of my depth there.
Yeah.
He's too witty, too intelligent.
You've got a great mind, Nick. You're very intelligent.
Yeah, but don't know whether I operate on the same level as Chappelle, and also just I know that coolness that I think.
Look at you, Nick. You symbolise cool.
It's very, very nice of you to say, Mitch. I appreciate.
Look at that beautiful long hair and the nice suede jacket.
I don't know if I'm Dave Chappelle cool though. I think I'm kind of like middle class white bread cool.
Yeah, you're definitely too white for that.
I'm too white. That's my issue. I'm too white.
You're definitely cool in Mayfield, Nick.
Well, even there, I don't know. I don't know whether they're my people.
Whose people are they?
I don't know. Who are my people? Bulwara. Yeah.
Bulwara Bears.
Bulwara Public.
I'd never thought about your people before. Yeah. They'd be.
I don't know.
I had Anthony Mundine for a little while there, just because I think it would be funny to see him try and kind of like, I don't know,
Converse.
big ego, like he'd be. I don't know, but I scrapped that one. But yeah. I
think he might be a bit different when you actually meet him. I think he's a
bit more humble than.
Yeah,
but I think with those kind of fellas there. So then I've got either. I'm not sure of this last one because I got Noel Gallagher.
Right.
The great Noel Gallagher, because I think that with everyone else at the party, his takes on things and just his turn of phrase and it would add another element of just like I think he'd really convey the absurdity of everything with his take on life. But maybe also Trey Parker, South Park, just because he's good sense of humour, sarcastic guy.
Who's that?
One of the co-creators of South Park and Book of Mormon.
I had Anthony Jeselnik on my shortlist.
Oh yeah, sure.
So that would be. I mean, if you went, we don't have to go full comedy, but he would definitely add something to it as well. He would be pointing out a few of the absurdity of certain things being said. Yeah, I want someone there that's going to keep an eye on things and keep it moving. A bit of chaos and then a bit of commentary as well on the side. A bit of
throwing a bit of grog, loosen everyone up.
Yeah, Donald Trump doesn't drink, but
doesn't he?
No,
he doesn't sleep much either. None of these really successful businessmen, CEOs, they don't sleep.
Well, I think is it Donald Trump? Someone was telling me I've been meaning to look into this, but Donald Trump has a belief that human beings have finite energy. Have you heard that theory?
No,
he espouses?
I haven't heard it, but
I've heard this secondhand, so I have to confirm it. But what I heard is that he believes that humans have finite energy. So if you say a really fit person that exercises a lot, you're actually burning up this limited amount of energy you have. You're actually destined to die sooner if you are overactive.
Yeah,
so that's why he doesn't exercise.
But he doesn't sleep either, so I'm sure that sleep you burn more energy when you're awake than when you're asleep.
Yeah, I don't know how he factors in the whole sleep thing.
It's a selective opinions on things. Like,
I wonder why he doesn't sleep. I mean, it's overactive imagination.
He's just tweeting. So he's tweeting and
they say if you look at a screen too much, it's harder to sleep. So
that's why I put my phone on
active.
The night. It's like a special filter on the phone to make it more softer, so it's easy on your melatonin levels or something.
Otherwise, your body thinks that the sun's getting up, but you're only looking at your phone.
Sure.
That's what they think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's throwing your brain out. Okay, so we got MJ, we got Donald Trump. I like Kanye West.
Yep. Sorry, Nick. Brad Pitt, he's always been an idol of mine. Okay. I just think he'd have an awesome energy about him, I reckon.
Yep. Let's add Brad.
I love him as an actor, even though, you know me, I'm not a big movie man, but I do really, I've always looked up to Brad Pitt. I just think he's incredible career and he seems like a pretty cool cat, you know.
Do you have a favourite Brad Pitt movie?
Oh, no, not really. No.
You just like him as
I like he was what is he? Big murderer in one. He was an assassin or something, was he?
Is that 12 Monkeys or something?
Oh, no, is he assassin in that? He's in the mental asylum.
What is it?
Or 7.
Maybe not an assassin.
He's a killer in California, but I don't know whether that would be the one you're talking about. Oh, not
Killing Them Softly, is it?
Oh, Killing Them Softly. That's right. Yes, he's in that.
Yeah, I remember. I really enjoyed that, Nick.
He is a killer in that. Yes, yeah. He's also a killer in the one with Harrison Ford, The Devil's Own.
Oh, great film.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, Alan J. Pakula. Yeah, he plays an Irishman in that with an Irish accent.
Set in present time.
Yeah, modern times. Yes. It's not science fiction, Mitch. So you like it, and it's not a period drama.
In the 90s, wasn't it? It was like
in the
early
90s.
90s or something.
Can you watch it in the 90s?
Oh, right. Yeah.
90s is okay. Just for those at home, the people listening and watching, Mitch doesn't like any movies that are unrealistic in some way. So science fiction's out, and anything that's too old, period dramas.
Or any like Terminator, any weird stuff. It's got to be real.
No zombies.
No zombies. No yellow things like The Simpsons, anything like that.
Yeah.
No one with yellow skin.
No one with yellow skin.
Just kind of stay.
You like
present day, like Mike and Molly.
Mike and Molly is like, for you, the pinnacle of television.
The benchmark of reality.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Yeah. You want an element of realism, really, to it. But you did like the movie Her.
That was, because that sort of, I did, actually. It just
That's more
sent
immediate
into the future a little bit.
Yeah. It's science fiction, but not too unrealistic.
Sort of got you thinking about, the future and
Sure.
where technology's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all about this bloke who falls in love with his computer.
Operating system. Yeah.
What is it? IT? Is it? No.
AI.
AI.
Yeah,
AI.
yeah.
So, and then
Which has Scarlett Johansson's voice, to be fair.
Oh,
which is
really?
a pretty good voice.
I've seen a couple of pictures of her. I
Yeah.
never seen her in a movie, but
Have you?
she's very attractive.
Yeah, she is. Very attractive woman. A good actress.
Wouldn't be out of your league, Nick.
Well, thank you for saying that, Mitch. Scarlett, if you're watching. But we have only picked men, haven't we, for this dinner party?
Yeah.
Oh, that is too.
Yeah, and we're going to get ourselves in trouble here, aren't we?
Well, who are we going to... But then we'll get
Can we
ourselves
invite
in more trouble if we choose the wrong woman for the wrong
I can't
reasons.
stand Ellen. I don't want her there.
Okay, so there's a definite not list. Ellen.
No, Oprah.
No, Oprah, okay.
What do we got? What else we got?
Why don't you want Ellen? Well, maybe I
I
don't
don't
ask this
know.
question.
She seems like a nice person, but
Yeah.
it's like in the morning. Like I reckon Carl seems pretty good, but a lot of people don't like Carl, but I don't like Koshi, so it's just
Right.
yeah,
Lesser of two evils.
I like Carl.
Yeah.
There's, some people, they probably look at me now and think this bloke's a bit of a fuckwit,
No one's thinking.
But but sometimes you just anyway.
You don't think
Ellen
you could
Oprah's-
relate to Ellen. You just wouldn't have anything in common with her. She's from a different world.
I probably could I just don't like watching her on the telly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, so no
Who
Ellen.
else? What other women have we got here, Joe?
Let's not mention all the women we don't want at the party.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to go through all the women you don't want there.
Greta, would you have
Mother Teresa, I don't want her there.
Would you have some fairy bread with Greta?
I'd bring her along a colouring book and say, go and play with it in the corner.
Yeah. So let's put a line through her for sure.
Yeah, no Greta. Okay.
Yeah.
No Oprah, no Greta, no Ellen. What's a woman that we would invite? We better have a woman there because we're going to get into much trouble.
Since you want someone like Jacinda Ardern,
Oh,
you want
definitely.
someone like her.
No, all jokes aside, she'd be great to have
Yeah,
there.
she would. Yeah.
You could have an actress. You could have Meryl Streep.
Yep.
How about your mate Kerry Ann Kennelly, Mitch?
Carrie Ann. You met Carrie Ann. Would you have dinner with Kerry?
Nah, not really. There was the other people in front of her, I think.
Ida Buttrose or Denise Drysdale. Some of these real stalwarts of Australian television.
What about who's that chick that won the girl that won Australian Idol? Donovan.
Oh, Casey Donovan?
Casey Donovan?
Yeah, bring her along.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Sure. All right, well, add her to the list. Why Casey Donovan?
I don't know.
Dare I ask?
I just think she'd add a bit to it.
Okay.
We could ask her about that time she got catfished
What does
for a
that
long
mean?
time.
Oh, when you fake being someone.
Well,
yeah.
someone pretends to be someone to kind of, and you start falling in love with someone that doesn't really exist.
Surely she'd have blokes hammering down the door.
You'd think so, Mitch. Yeah. I can't explain it. Perfect question. Like, why? How could someone famous be catfished? It's true.
Well, we can ask her that at the dinner party, I suppose.
She might open up about it over a Scotch fillet. Okay. So, just in Ardern. Instead of Ardern would be good. I'd like to have Scarlett Johansson there. No reason why I wouldn't invite her. Particularly as Mitch says I have a chance.
You know what? Britney Spears.
Okay. Yeah.
Bring her along.
Okay, bring her along. Yep, I'll send her a text. Why Spearsy?
Oh, what a life she's lived.
Yep. Just want to hear some stories. You want to hear about people's experiences.
I'm just thinking of I'm thinking about energy too. Like, people walk
Energy,
into a room. I think these are big energy people. Like, they'd really... You just look at them and you wouldn't be able to say anything,
And you kind of imagine that she sort of walk in like she's in one of her music videos. Is that the kind of energy? Yeah, yes. She's dancing around.
I'll just be looking.
She sits down and it's like, yes, give her a little clap. Thank
Meanwhile, a Scotch fillet's been burning on the. So you wanted that well done, didn't you, Brittany?
She wants it. I think she has her steak bloody, Brittany. That's my feeling.
Oh, Nick, you can't go
near
there.
raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's a southern gal.
Yeah, totally.
She'd
be a big meat eater.
Low and slow. Yeah, she'd, without any doubt. Would she have hair or no hair? Do you want
Hey, Nick.
shaved head? No,
Come on.
I mean when she shaved her head, Mitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you do you want that period, Brittany, or post when it grew back?
Hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Brittany, just text her and say, only come if, you know.
If you've got a full head of hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a rule for Mitch. Yeah. It's a general rule.
No baldies.
You can borrow Donald's brush when you're over.
And his adhesive glue. So we got quite a list going. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have MJ, Casey Donovan, Donald Trump, Brad Pitt, Britney Spears.
I don't think Casey was expecting the call up either.
No. She'd be very surprised. Yeah.
She'll take any gig at this point. Yeah.
It should be a C-class celebrity or probably D or A.
Oh God, Mitch, I don't know. C or D. That's her initials, so let's go with that.
What's the sort of how do they mark these things? How do they decide? Like,
yeah, what level of celebrity you are.
Like social media these days with social media celebrities, like where do they sit?
That's really upended the whole thing though, because some of them are more popular than people who have actual talent.
Yeah.
They've like bumped people down. I don't know. They're like an Instagram, like an celebrity or something.
What's Casey Donovan done since she went on a show? Didn't she? Like, didn't she? I'm a celebrity or something like that.
Yeah, she may have.
We should bring up a picture of her too, maybe, as we're doing this.
We could.
What, to remind people who she is, or
she must be that funny.
Yeah, she was Pauline Hanson there at this dinner party.
Oh yeah,
you'd have Pauline. You wouldn't have Gretel. You wouldn't have Ellen.
But you'd have
Pauline Hanson.
Not Oprah. Yeah. But yeah, Pauline. I mean, again, a bit in the Trump vein. Just be sort of fascinated by her as a creature.
Oh, just as I want to hear that like really shrill, piercing voice in the flesh. See if it sounds the same.
Yeah, I don't know whether I could handle it. You know, Donald, I think I could sort of stomach, and I'd just be fascinated by him. Pauline is so. I don't think I'd have any appetite sitting near her somehow.
You need Carl Stefano there to sort of keep her on her toes.
Yeah.
He'd be all right
keep her in line.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is a hell of a dinner party. So I think the five... See, another one I had, which is a safer bet, was Ricky Gervais. I had Sean McAuliffe on there as well. And just for the sake of the movie geeks watching, my movie geek actually had 5 Davids for my dinner party where we all talk about movies and just filmmaking in general. And that was David Lynch, David Stratton, David Cronenberg, David Fincher, and David Attenborough as well.
What about the David that did that movie show?
David Stratton.
Was he on there?
Yeah, that's him. Number 2. So, but that'll be...
He's dead too, isn't he?
No, he's still kicking.
Oh, I think he's dead.
I hope he's not. I hope you're wrong, Mitch.
It's hard to say. Coronavirus, it's... There was wasn't there like a rumor going around on Twitter or something that Irene from Home and Away died from coronavirus, and then she was like, I'm actually still alive.
Yeah. I massaged her. Yeah.
Did you?
Judy Nunn, yeah.
No, that was Ailsa.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You massage a lot of people. I forgot you did none as well. Or massage none. Not, yeah.
Only on a Sunday.
Choose my words carefully. At church. Go back to your altar boy days.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Well, this conversation's gone on for it's
gone on for a while.
All right,
we'll push on to the.
Let's push on. Maybe we can come back to it and just like cap it off in another episode and just because we've got like a bit of a long list here, but maybe it's not even worth returning to. But I think in summary,
when's the dinner going to happen? We got to get it done before.
We got to start sending out the invites. Well, MJ is going to be tricky, but so I've got MJ, Donald Trump, Kanye West, Brad Pitt, Jacinda Ardern, and then
David Stratton's going to be tricky too.
He's a busy man. And but there's also, if there's a few dropouts, if there's people who can't make it, a few cancellations, then we forward on the invite to Britney Spears, Casey Donovan, maybe a Noel Gallagher, maybe failing that a Liam Gallagher.
Depends how many chairs we got too. I mean,
there's us three.
We're going to need a big dining table.
Yeah.
Social distancing too.
And you reckon we do barbecue?
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely barbecue. Yeah.
Which brings us on to our next segment.
Can we do it on grand final night just quickly? Can we do it so we can... 2 birds kind of thing?
Yeah. We got to sit around and watch the football.
Good time for barbecue. Yeah.
I think everyone will be on board with that. Maybe Brad Pitt might come along. Yeah, we struggled to keep it to 5, didn't we?
Well, international flights are out at the moment too.
Yeah. Oh, they'd have maybe they'd be able to get here somehow.
Somehow, private.
Yeah. There'd be some network of tunnels underneath the ocean that they're probably aware of, that the rich are able to use and get around. And
go on Gretel's yacht.
Illuminati. Okay, so as we teased in the last episode of Dictating Terms, Mitch Power, who is one of the world's best barbecuers by a long stretch, was going to talk about his favourite tongs and what makes a good pair of tongs. And he has brought a selection here. He's also going to talk about some tongs that aren't here. We're going to put up pictures on the screen if you're watching this on Facebook and not listening on Spotify or iTunes. Mitch, so yeah, take us through your tong reviews, and I guess you're going to be talking about what you look for in a good pair of tongs and why you have the selection of tongs that you do.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm a big barbecuer. I love tongs. I always usually prefer like the bigger set of tongs like this, but that comes with its own challenges as well.
Okay.
I usually like the little clip that just comes over and sits there, but sometimes you have the ring pull ones as well. But I get frustrated by those. So I like the little latch that comes over the top.
Okay, so why do you get frustrated by the ring pull locking mechanism?
Sometimes it just gets caught and it gets just a little bit sticky. And when you try and open up the ring pull, your hands, you don't get the clamp here. You don't get the great wider angle.
Span.
The span.
How big is this meat you're turning? How much
just depends,
width do you need?
For a nice little steak or something like this, my dad likes to use this sort of tongs, like which you got the flat end, so it's easy to scoop in. But my old man usually goes like the usual 9-inch smaller set of tongs there with a nice scalloped edges. But he likes that, so it provides a little bit of a scoop, so you get under your steak and you don't lose it. And he likes that 9-inch, so the weight distribution throughout your forearm. So as you pick the, say, 400 or 500 gram steak, you actually feel the weight there, solid. This one hasn't got any silicone or any like there's sort of some oak handles, some heat resistant handles you can get as well. But this one's a bit short. I prefer a bigger tong, but Dad prefers a 9-incher.
Because you're getting closer to the heat there, aren't you?
Closer to the heat, and without this one, without any protection, no thumb rests. So that's on one at your lower end there.
So that metal's gonna heat up a fair bit.
But the old man loves this stainless steel.
Yeah.
Not that great a steel, but you'll get away with a nice steak. The best thing about this is the nice flat ends on it.
So that makes it easy to scoop,
angled,
does it?
Easier to scoop. You don't lose your tong, and you're holding all the weight in the middle of your clamps.
Yeah.
And that weight beautifully gets distributed. I prefer the bigger tongs, but with the bigger tongs, your meat's all hanging down here. You know what I mean?
Sort of makes the meat feel a bit heavier. It's like a longer lever.
It also adds strain.
Yeah.
Meat.
Strain onto.
So you can start to get a bit of RSI really if you're barbecuing a lot.
Oh yeah, which I barbecue hopefully 3 meals a day if I could. But this one too. But you're also a lot longer away from the heat.
Yep.
But then, longer the clamps get, when you try and clamp it down, like that.
Oh, they don't line up.
You don't line up. Bigger the tong, the more unaware of you are what's happening down this end of your tong. So it's
more problematic.
But
so would you use those long tongs for anything? Like they'd be okay for a snag.
Use them.
Oh, you always use them?
I take all those negative aspects, and I just prefer to have a big tong in my hand.
Yeah, okay.
These are a couple that I've got reviews on here that I've really on my wish list. Like these are the tongs you're about to look on to about $120 a tong. You know what I mean?
Right. So we're going to put the photos of these tongs up on the screen. So these are the upper end tong.
Upper end tong. The first one's the dragon tong.
Okay.
It's got non-slip handles. See, none of these have got these. These are the cheap. All I can afford it, man. But this one's...
So if you get a bit greasy, a bit sweaty, they're going to slide around a bit.
Heat resistant too.
Yep.
Yeah. So the dragon tong it's got thumb rests as well. I don't like the locking mechanism with the ring pull, but that ring pull also provides, I haven't fucking got one here, but it also provides a little clip at the top. When you pull you can actually hang it on the end of the barbecue.
Sure, yep.
So you can also use that. But the angle on the ones there, I find a little bit too, the pincers on it are a little bit too sharp.
Okay.
Maybe like those ones. So, like I said, like Dad he reckons you can only get these ones in Foster. Only a place you can get them in Foster. These
really?
Wonder why that is.
With the flat ends there.
Can I get them in Foster?
That's
is
weird,
it like
a
particular tong outlet or?
I think when he's going to Foster, said Foster famous for tongs.
Okay.
It's like like you can only get like champagne if it comes from Champagne in France. The rest is sparkling white. So you could probably get. They wouldn't be tongs though.
There's a small suburb called Tong in Foster.
Tong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that one comes on the screen now. Comes in a 12 and a 9-inch.
Okay.
I usually prefer the bigger tongs, but it doesn't distribute the weight easily when you're trying to pick it up. And also the pinches on those are a little bit fucking angly, you know what I mean? But depending on what you're doing, you might have a nice little sausage or something you want to turn over. But yeah, I'm usually a big steak eater.
So they're probably not a beginner's tong, are they?
Oh no, you don't want to go that near those as a beginner.
Yeah, okay.
You want to start off nice and
small.
Nice and small. Work your way up your tongs, and
ease into it.
Yep.
But the second review here is a grill hogs tongs.
Grill hog?
Hogs tong. Grill hog tongs.
Yep.
They got more of a scalloped edge, sort of like those ones there. Oh, the people have got the beautiful looking nice oak handle, beautifully crafted. No thumb rests on this one, but they're sturdy, smooth. Same locking mechanism when I don't like, but it opens up to a nice, wide angle, ready for entry.
That's pretty wide.
Okay. So
you turn a whole cow with that. Just you don't need a rotisserie for the pig or the spit. You just turn it with the tongs.
Just turn it with the tongs. Yeah. Okay.
But that's about it. That's a few of my tongs I've just brought in, but I'll probably go looking. You
got some really tiny tongs there, though, Mitch. What would you use those for? Like chipolatas or something?
For his eyebrows and stuff. Yeah.
But you see the sort of heat resistant. The heat's got a bit to some of them at the top there. But
I bought a pair of those the other day. They melted.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story about tongs like that. So we had a pair of tongs with the silicone. They got like silicone ends to grab the meat, which is good if you're on a pan that you don't want to scratch. Just in the kitchen, and it had silicone up the sides as well to hold on to. And my partner was cooking dinner, cooking up some vegetables, and we're having some sort of meat with it as well. But she'd taken the vegetables out just to let the meat catch up because it'd take a bit longer. And then she said, "Can you put the tray of vegetables back in the oven?" And I was like, "Yes, I can." So I grabbed it and chucked it in, and then 20 minutes later, she's like, "You put the tongs are on the tray." And I just put the tongs in there too, so the silicone's all melted over the vegetables and.
Oh wow! Throw them
out. It did pretty well though. The silicone, it only dripped a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we could have kept them, but she threw them out. I think she just didn't want the reminder of. Yeah.
It's too hard to look at.
Yeah. So they had to throw out the vegetables that were in that sort of V shape as well, that were under the line of the silicone. So.
Oh, so it's silicone down the edges of the tong.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It dripped a bit.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to actually eat the silicone, would you? I don't know what that'd do.
No, that wouldn't happen with one of those tongs.
No, you can't ingest it. You can have it in your boobs, but not in your stomach.
Yeah.
So, all right, Mitch, is that all the tong reviews?
That's it.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, well that's Mitch's tong review, and if anyone's got any questions for Mitch regarding a good pair of tongs or is looking at a particular pair of tongs online, send them through. I'm sure Mitch will give you his opinion on whether they're worth pursuing.
Or if any tong manufacturers out there would like to send us any, we could review the tong for you.
Yeah,
for a small fee.
For a small fee. Well, we're cash for comments. What we're all about here.
Is there a possibility of a spatula special soon? Or
I'm not that way inclined, Joe.
Or so they're just spatulas, aren't they?
Don't touch a spatula.
I don't know.
About like a
egg flip. I don't want an egg flip.
Okay.
I suppose that's sort of a spatula, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah. I don't know. Is there a difference? We could look into that.
Favourite oil?
For cooking?
For cooking.
For cooking. Olive oil or rice bran oil.
Okay.
Rice bran oil.
I think that's something. I'll just try to make it out like that one. Olive oil, just olive oil. Rice bran oil or I forget what else.
You cooked in lard before?
Peanut, yeah. Hey?
Lard? You ever cooked in lard?
No. Tallow or something?
I've been called it, but...
All right, well, on a perfect note, we're going to wrap up this episode of Dictating Terms. Mitch is going to give us another one of what is by far and away the most popular segment on this show. Always has been, I imagine always will be. It is Mitch's Motivational Minute, and really, we all need motivation during this dark time of the pandemic. Mitch, take it away.
All right, well, Mitch's Motivational Minute today. Whatever you're doing, everything coming into the middle of the window, always have the window down in your car. 2 degrees, raining, doesn't matter. I can put it down. Makes you feel alive, makes your skin feel refreshed, makes the hairs trying to be pulled out of your head with the wind coming when the fucking hair comes out of the head. Fuck.
Follicle. Yeah, you're right.
Jesus, sorry, boys. And
that makes your hair feel like it's... Yep.
Yeah. Makes you Fuck.
Makes you
I
feel like
can't do
you're
it today,
flying or
boys.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're going well. You're going
Yeah,
well.
anyway.
Push through, Mitch.
And just to add to it, you can put the air conditioner on as well, just to makes you. I don't know. I've always been a guy that puts the window down. So
No matter what. You think it kind of reminds you you're alive. A bit of freezing cold air coming
Well,
in.
it makes your face just feel like, something's going on here. Like, let's just wake up a bit. Like, the skin's about to rip off me head. Like, this is,
On that note, do you remember when we all went down, the three of us went down to the Knights Roosters preliminary final in Sydney, 2013? And
Was it that long ago?
I drove. We drank at the German Beer Cafe at Homebush or no
Fox
more.
Studios.
Fox Studios.
German beer house.
And I was driving. I drank during the day, but then I pulled up stumps. But you guys kept pushing through. And I remember one point because you get the 4 at the stadium. You get the 4 beers, and they give you the holder as well. I remember seeing you, Nick, drinking out of the runoff from the cup. From the holder, just like drinking that down.
We got 4 beers each when we got to the game. We queued. We're already paralytic. And
So back in those days, you get full strength too, could you?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was, but we were just still mid-strength beer. We have 10 of them is still.
Yeah. So we start to leave, drive home back to Newcastle. We get towards City Harbour Bridge, and Nick's like, "Can you pull over?" And I was like, "No, I cannot." So you wound the window down because you thought you were going to vomit. And then it was cold because it was like September.
Yeah.
So, fresh at night time. The game was like 7:30. So it was like 10:30 at this point. And Nick's in the front, Mitch is in the back. And it's a little Mitsubishi Lancer, like 2-door, like coupe type Lancer, thing. Yeah. So Nick's passed out with the window open, and it's the only thing keeping him from vomiting, which is the wind in his face, similar to what you were saying. And you're in the back, and you were listening to you had your jacket over you, and you were listening to a self-help like meditation thing on your phone, meditating.
I was in a great mindset to do that at the time.
Yeah, and I was just in the car.
He was asleep across the back seat, wasn't he? He was lying down on the back seat.
Yeah, kind of. He was just kind of but he was getting all the wind from you. Meanwhile, I was in the front. I couldn't hear the radio because the wind coming through the car. Had the air conditioner cranked up because it was so cold. It was just blowing this like hot and cold air through the car. And then we got back to turn off into Hamilton, and Nick woke up.
I woke up. I was passed out for 2 hours.
We're here already. That went quick or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
it
was the longest 2 hours
That's
of
a
my
good
life.
point, but Joe. It does cure vomiting and any sort of queasiness by having the window down. There's no side effect. There's no negative thing having the window down unless you jump out the thing.
Yeah, or there's a diesel
insects
in front of you or something like that. Or
No one's ever regretted having the window down like no one's ever regretted having a swim.
Exactly.
You never go in the water, come back out and go, I wish I didn't jump in the ocean then.
Yeah.
I remember I was driving with a friend once, and we were down a highway, and she had the window open, and a rock flew in and then hit her in the head. But then if the window was up, it would have broken the window.
Yeah.
Didn't really do any damage to her.
Yeah,
So
true.
It's hard to say how
How's
she
the
felt
rock?
about it. Yeah, never found it, so don't know what happened to it.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So the message there is have the window down.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Put it down.
All right.
You forget to do that because the air conditioning gets so used to it. It is quite a enjoyable feeling.
It's exhilarating.
You smell the trees and feel the look at the stars and whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully keep an eye on the road at some point.
Yep.
Sound advice.
Good luck with your driving too, Nick.
Oh, thanks,
up.
mate. Yeah.
If you ever want a lesson or whatever, we're more prepared to. Sure, we can.
Yeah.
Go on the road, and take it. I don't know. Fuck.
Do an episode called Drive-tating Terms.
Ooh.
No, we'll think it through. Well, that concludes this mammoth episode of Dictating Terms. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been Nick Milligan. Thank you, Joe Duffy.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mitch Power.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks, viewers.
That's been 10 episodes. We'll see you again for the next one.